Forbes says she's worth $3.1 billion. She's called the queen of all media. A single Instagram post reaches millions of people. She's one of the most influential women in the world, the most successful talk show host in history. But there was a time when 9-year-old Oprah was sexually abused by her own cousin, forced to wear dresses made from potato sacks, and gave birth to a baby at 14 who died after just 2 weeks. This is the real story that will change everything you thought you knew about success. And it will show you that even your darkest past can become the beginning of your brightest future. January 29, 1954, KOSCIUSKO, Mississippi. On a hot, humid day, a baby is born in a small farmhouse. Her mother, Vernita Lee, is just 18 years old, unmarried, poor, with an uncertain future. Her father, Vernon Winfrey, is 20 and serving in the military. No marriage, no plan, just a struggle for survival. The baby's name was supposed to be Orpah from the Bible, but nobody could pronounce it correctly, so it became Oprah. This small mistake would determine the name of history's greatest media empire. Vernita leaves to find work up north in MILWAUKEE. Little Oprah is left behind, with her grandmother, Hattie Mae Lee. "My grandmother was a very tough woman," Oprah says years later. "If I did something wrong, I'd be beaten with switches from the yard, until I bled." Hattie Mae's farm is primitive. No electricity, no running water, no indoor plumbing. Oprah spends her time talking to animals and using her imagination, but her grandmother gives her a precious gift: literacy. She learns to read at age 3. She memorizes passages from the Bible. She gives speeches at church. People start calling her the little speaker. "Reading was my escape," Oprah says. "In books, I could get away from the pain of real life." But when she turns 6, her life completely changes. 1960, Vernita finally finds work in Milwaukee, housekeeping. She brings little Oprah to live with her. Life in Milwaukee is very different from the farm. They live in the inner city, in a poor neighborhood where Black families struggle to get by. Vernita has little time. She's constantly working. 9-year-old Oprah is mostly alone. And that's when something horrible begins. One day, when her mother is away, her 19-year-old cousin is babysitting. Oprah is an innocent child. She doesn't understand what's happening. "That day changed my life," Oprah says years later. "After my cousin did what he did to me, he took me out for ice cream. He said, 'This is our little secret.' Oprah can't tell anyone. She thinks no one will believe her. And this is just the beginning. Over the next few years, she's abused by different men. Her mother's boyfriend, an uncle, people she was told to trust. From 9 to 13, I was continually molested," Oprah says openly. "And I always blamed myself. I felt like I had done something wrong." This trauma completely changes little Oprah's behavior. She becomes a problem child at school. She lies, steals small things. Her teachers are worried. Her mother Vernita notices her daughter's condition but doesn't know what to do. She's struggling with her own life, focused on making money to survive. When she turns 13, Oprah's behavior gets even worse. She tries to run away from home. When she's caught, she's supposed to be sent to a juvenile detention center. But there's no room at the detention center. Oprah is lucky. She remains homeless. And right at this point, the biggest shock of her life happens. 1968. 14-year-old Oprah discovers a terrible truth. She's pregnant. "There were no pregnancy tests back then," she says. "I just noticed my period didn't come. And then, I understood the truth." She doesn't even know who the father is, because she's been abused by so many people. When she tells her mother this news, Vernita is shocked. In 1968, getting pregnant at 14 is a social scandal, especially in the Black community. "My mother was very angry," Oprah says. "She blamed me, as if I wanted this situation." During the pregnancy, Oprah tries to hide her condition. She goes to school, tries to live normally. But along with the growing baby inside her, her fears also grow. When it's time to give birth, everything goes wrong. The baby is a boy, but he's born 2 months premature. Very small, very weak. "I'll never forget the moment I held my son," Oprah says. "He was so tiny, so helpless. I named him Canaan. It means new land, new life." But little Kanan only lives for 2 weeks. My son's death shattered me, Oprah says. I was 14 years old and felt responsible for a child's death. This trauma makes Oprah even more withdrawn. She falls into depression. She causes even more problems at school. Vernita doesn't know what to do anymore, and as a last resort, she makes a decision. Send Oprah to live with her father. This decision will save Oprah's life. Nashville, Tennessee. Vernon Winfrey is a former soldier, now a barber. He lives with his wife Zelma, and they can't have children. When 14-year-old Oprah arrives at their door, Vernon is surprised, but he takes his daughter in. My father saved my life, Oprah says. Without him, I don't know where I would have gone. Vernon Winfrey is a very disciplined man. He has a military background and believes in structure. On the first day, he explains the rules to Oprah. She will learn 5 new words every day. She will read 1 book per week. She will go to church. She will do her homework on time. She will be respectful. My father used to say, Oprah recounts, "You're a smart girl, but without discipline, intelligence is useless." At first, Oprah rebels against these rules. She misses the freedom she had in Milwaukee. But Vernon is determined. Every night before dinner, she has to recite the 5 words she learned that day. If she can't, no dinner. I went hungry the first few nights, Oprah says with a smile. But I learned very quickly. She enrolls in school, East Nashville High School. Here, she starts to show her talent. She joins the speech club. She joins the drama club. She participates in student council. For the first time, I could do things I really wanted to do, she says, and my father supported me. Vernon notices Oprah's speaking ability. He enters her in local speech competitions. At 17, she's crowned Miss Black Nashville. Then she becomes Miss Black Tennessee. But the real big opportunity comes with a scholarship offer from Tennessee State University. When I learned I could go to college with that scholarship, I cried, Oprah says. For the first time, I felt hopeful about my future. 1971. Tennessee State University. Oprah studies communications, but soon a big opportunity comes her way. WVOL, a local radio station, is looking for a part-time news anchor. Oprah applies and gets the job. At 19, she becomes Nashville's youngest and first Black female news anchor. The first time I sat behind that microphone, I felt like I was coming home, she says. This was what I was born to do. She becomes so successful on radio that the local TV station, WLAC-TV, wants to hire her. In 1973, she becomes Nashville's first Black female television news anchor. Being on television was very different, she says. People could see me, and I could make a real connection with them. But the real big opportunity comes in 1976. WJZ-TV in Baltimore wants to hire her as a co-anchor. This is a huge step. The door to national markets. Oprah drops out of college and moves to Baltimore. News anchoring in Baltimore is difficult for Oprah. They said I was too emotional for news anchoring, she says. I would cry when reporting sad stories. That wasn't considered professional in journalism. They move her from news to talk shows. She becomes the host of a local program called People Are Talking. And here she discovers her real talent. Doing talk shows was natural for me, she says. I loved talking to people, listening to their stories. On the show, she hosts very different kinds of guests. From celebrities to ordinary people, every kind of story. And viewers love her. Oprah's sincere, empathetic style connects people to their screens. She hosts this program for 8 years. And during this time, she masters talk show hosting. In 1983, the big opportunity comes. An offer from Chicago. 1984. Chicago, WLS-TV. Oprah gets an offer to host a morning talk show called AM Chicago. But this isn't an easy task. The show is way behind in ratings. It seems to have no chance against Phil Donahue's national program. When I came to Chicago, the show was considered dead, Oprah says. Nobody was watching it. But Oprah brings a different approach. Other talk shows are chasing sensational stories. Oprah focuses on real people's real stories. In her first show, the topic is married women's experiences with infidelity. But Oprah doesn't make it sensational. She approaches it with empathy. "I've experienced the same pain," she tells viewers. "I understand what you're feeling." This sincere approach affects viewers. Within 3 months, AM Chicago surpasses Phil Donahue. It becomes Chicago's #1 talk show. In 1985, the show's name changes to The Oprah Winfrey Show. And in the same year, something else happens that will change Oprah's life: The Color Purple movie. Quincy Jones sees Oprah on television. He wants her for The Color Purple movie he's making with Steven Spielberg. "I had no acting experience," Oprah says, "but Quincy believed in me." She plays the character Sophia, and this role changes her life. "Sophia was a strong, rebellious woman," she says. "Playing her, I discovered the power within myself." The movie is released in 1985 and makes a big impact. Oprah is nominated for an Oscar Best Supporting Actress category. "The Oscar nomination surprised me," she says. "I was just telling a story." This success enables The Oprah Winfrey Show to go national. In 1986, the program starts broadcasting in 138 cities. When The Oprah Winfrey Show goes national, Oprah becomes a millionaire at 32. But she doesn't settle for just being a host. She learns the business side too. In 1986, she founds Harpo Productions. Harpo is Oprah spelled backwards. "I wanted to start my own company," she says, "because I wanted control to be in my hands." The show becomes so successful that a phenomenon called the Oprah effect emerges. Everything Oprah mentions on her show instantly becomes popular. In 1996, she launches Oprah's Book Club. Books chosen for Oprah's book club automatically make it to bestseller lists. "I had a mission to make people love reading," she says, "because reading had saved my life." In 1998, she launches her own magazine, The Oprah Magazine. By 2000, the magazine sells 2.5 million copies monthly. In 2003, Forbes declares her the first Black female billionaire. "Becoming a billionaire was never something I aimed for," she says. "I was just focused on doing good work." As her wealth increases, Oprah focuses more on philanthropy. In 1987, she establishes the Oprah Winfrey Foundation. "So much had been given to me," she says. "I had to give back." In 1998, she launches Oprah's Angel Network. This network raises $80 million for global charities. One of her biggest projects is opening a school for girls in South Africa. In 2007, she spends $40 million to open the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls. "This school has a special place in my heart," she says, "because those girls remind me of my childhood." Nelson Mandela comes to the opening and says, "Oprah is a woman who overcame her own challenges to inspire others." After the school opens, the first graduates are accepted to universities: Harvard, Stanford, Yale. "Seeing these girls' success is my greatest reward," Oprah says. In 2011, The Oprah Winfrey Show ends after 25 years. The final episode is watched by 16.4 million people. "Ending the show was a difficult decision," she says, "but I wanted to open up to new adventures." In the same year, she launches her own television channel, OWN Oprah Winfrey Network. The beginning is tough. The channel can't get the desired ratings. "OWN's beginning was a big lesson for me," she says. "I learned that not everything is easy." But she doesn't give up. She changes the programming, renews the strategy. She makes a deal with Tyler Perry. She produces the series Queen Sugar with Ava DuVernay. Gradually, the channel starts to gain traction. In 2018, she signs a major deal with Apple. She will produce various programs for Apple TV+. In the Me You Can't See documentary, she works with Prince Harry on mental health issues. In 2021, her interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry makes headlines worldwide. 17.1 million people watch. She's estimated to have earned $7 to $9 million for this interview. "In this interview, we showed that powerful people can also be vulnerable," she says. Today, 70-year-old Oprah is still active. Her net worth is $3.1 billion, but money isn't the most important thing for her. "I don't use money as a measure," she says. "What matters is how many people I've touched, how many lives I've changed." She has done over $400 million in philanthropy so far. She has opened or supported schools in more than 75 countries. The Oprah effect is still valid. Candidates she supports get elected, books she recommends sell. She earned $221 million from her investment in Weight Watchers. Her real estate portfolio is worth $150 million. Her 42-acre estate in Montecito is worth $90 million. What are the secrets of Oprah's success? First lesson, transform trauma into strength. The abuse I experienced made me strong, she says, because I can understand others' pain. Second lesson, believe in the power of education. Reading was my escape route. Knowledge is freedom. Third lesson, be authentic. People immediately recognize fake. I've always been myself. Fourth lesson, serve others. What you give to others, life gives back to you. Fifth lesson, be grateful. Every day I write down things I'm grateful for. This is the source of my strength. Sixth lesson, never give up. When life knocks you down, you get up stronger. What does Oprah Winfrey's story teach you? That little girl who was abused at 9 is now inspiring millions of people. That child who wore dresses made from potato sacks is now one of the world's most powerful women. That young girl who lost her baby at 14 is now supporting the education of thousands of children. How is this possible? Because she refused to be a prisoner of her past. Because she transformed her pain into power. Because she made serving others the source of her own happiness. And you can do the same. Whatever situation you're in, whatever you've experienced, whatever pain you've endured, remember, after the darkest nights come the most beautiful dawns. Let's end with Oprah's words, dream big, then do everything necessary to make those dreams come true, because life gives its most beautiful gifts to those who dare. What will your story be? What step will you take today? Like Oprah Winfrey, you too can write your own rise story, because every ending is actually a new beginning, and your beginning is now. Believe. Dream. Take action.